Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lynn. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi positions India as a global textile powerhouse, launches Battex 2024, celebrating the mantra of vocal for local. Hungary is expected to ratify Sweden's NATO accession. This would make the path clear for the Nordic country to join the military alliance. India urges a permanent solution on public food stocks at the WTO meeting in Abu Dhabi and in fact advocates the WTO should steer clear of non-trade issues like climate change, gender and labour. Reaffirming India's position as a global textile powerhouse, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Battex 2024. The event aims to boost investment, trade and exports in the textile sector. Tapas Bhattacharya and Dibyendu Mondal report.
Battex 2024 was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. It is one of the largest global textile events hosted by India. Organized by a consortium of 11 textile export promotion councils and supported by the government, this event emphasizes on trade, investment and sustainability. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Modi said that the focus remains on talent, training and empowering the MSMEs or the micro, small and medium enterprises.
भारत टैक्स का ये सूत्र भारत के गौरवशाली इतिहास को आज की प्रतिभा से जोड़ रहा है। भारत टैक्स का ये सूत्र टेक्नोलॉजी को ट्रेडिशन के संग पिरो रहा है। जिस तरह एक लूम कई धागों को एक साथ जोड़ता है, उसी तरह ये आयोजन भारत और विश्व के धागों को भी एक साथ जोड़ रहा है।
With over 65 knowledge sessions featuring 100 global panelists, dedicated pavilions on sustainability and interactive fabric testing zones, Battex 2024 showcases India's prowess in textiles. PM Modi highlighted the major boost of FDI in the textile sector.
आज पूरे देश में वोकल फॉर लोकल और लोकल टू ग्लोबल का जन आंदोलन चल रहा है। आप सब तो अच्छी तरह जानते हैं कि छोटे छोटे बुनकरों, लघु और कुटीर उद्योगों के पास एडवर्टाइजमेंट के लिए, मार्केटिंग के लिए बजट नहीं होता है और हो भी नहीं सकता है। इसलिए इनका प्रचारक आप करें या न करें, मोदी कर रहा है।
Expecting participation from policymakers, global CEOs, exhibitors, buyers from over 100 countries and thousands of visitors, this event aims to boost investment, trade and exports in the textile sector. Over 50 announcements and business agreements are expected to be signed at the Battex 2024.
Battex 2024 focuses on the entire textile value chain, from farm to foreign via fiber, fabric and fashion. It leaves behind a legacy of innovation, collaboration and sustainable growth in the textile sector. Along with my colleague Dibyendu Mondal and camera person Naveen, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
Battex 2024 is one of the largest global textile events hosted by India. As awareness grows about the environmental impact of clothing production, there is an increasing demand for recycled textiles. DD India correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya talked to the General Manager Berlin Ginu on the digital textile printing. Let's listen.
It's Battex 2024 and it's a lot of information is being given in this particular exhibition. If you want to know about India's textile industry, you need to come here in this exhibition where all the companies, all the who's and who of India's textile industry are here. You see this particular machine. This is one of its kind. Why is it one of its kind? I give you Dr. Berlin Ginu to give you more information about this. Mr. Berlin, tell us more about this particular machine.
This is a kind of waterless printing technology, and this is a fully computerized digital printing system. So we have a very good, what I would say, impressive designs, which is not possible with the regular printing machines. We can do it over here, and we no need to prepare any screens or something like other accessories for printing. Just immediately, whatever you feel, you can click a photograph and rip it and print it, and you can see to it.
So that's so easy. Is it like, do you guys use artificial intelligence, IoT? What exactly are you guys using?
No, it's not artificial intelligence, but at the same time, we are using the computer software to rip the image and print immediately, and this reduces your fashion cycle. Okay. So earlier cases, what will happen is, once if you want to see the final design on the fabric, it will take months together, but now it is very immediate. So people are using extensively such digital printing technology in fashion industry, so that they can get immediate results and vibrant colors, and there is no repeat at all. You can make the entire saree with a single design.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi also laid the foundation stone, inaugurated and dedicated to the nation around 2,000 railway infrastructure projects via video conferencing. The Prime Minister laid the foundation stone for the redevelopment of 553 railway stations under the Amrit Bharat Station scheme. So what's happened is that the other projects, they include redevelopment of stations, 1,500 road overbridges and underpasses. These projects will reduce congestion, they'll enhance safety and connectivity, they'll also improve capacity and efficiency of the rail travel.
दशकों तक रेलवे को हमारे यहाँ की स्वार्थ भरी राजनीति का शिकार होना पड़ा, लेकिन अब भारतीय रेलवे देशवासियों के लिए ईज ऑफ ट्रैवल का मुख्य आधार बन रही है। जिस रेलवे के हमेशा घाटे में होने का रोना रोया जाता था, आज वो रेलवे परिवर्तन के सबसे बड़े दौर से गुजर रही है।
The Indian Air Force conducted the Balakot airstrike on February 26, 2019, targeting a Jaish-e-Mohammed facility in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region. Codenamed Operation Bandar, it was in response to the Pulwama terror attack in India. An unabashed hard power show of capability and intent, the Balakot airstrike carried out by the Indian Air Force is a watershed moment in India's defense prowess, and it was carried out to avenge the martyrdom of 40 CRPF bravehearts on the 14th of February 2019. The Pulwama attack that happened on the 14th of February. Sakal Bhatt reports.
अभी पुलवामा हमला हुआ तो भारत के वीरों ने जो काम किया, ऐसा काम दशकों तक कभी नहीं हुआ। हमारे वीरों ने आतंकियों को उनके घर में घुस करके मारा है।
The Balakot airstrike carried out by the Indian Air Force marks its 5th anniversary on February 26, 2024. It was a punitive strike conducted by Indian Air Force on Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorist facility in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region, conducted on 26th of February 2019. Codenamed Operation Bandar, it was in retaliation for the Pulwama terror attack of February 14, 2019. On 14th February 2019 afternoon, martyrdom of 40 Central Police forces shook the entire nation. Jaish-e-Mohammed suicide bomber rammed an explosive-laden car into a CRPF convoy at Lethepura in the Pulwama district of Jammu and Kashmir of India. A week and few days later, Indian forces avenged this dastardly terror attack.
In an intelligence-led operation in the early hours of today, India struck the biggest training camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed in Balakot. In this operation, a very large number of Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, trainers, senior commanders, and groups of jihadis who were being trained for Fidaiin action were eliminated.
At around 3:30 a.m. on February 26, the Indian Air Force fighter jets flew from the Gwalior Air Force Base and entered into Pak-occupied Kashmir. The jets demolished the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror camps in Balakot in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan. The entire operation lasted for about 21 minutes. Later the same day, the Indian government confirmed the airstrikes and characterized it to be the preemptive strike directed against a terrorist training camp in Pakistan. A total of 16 aircraft, at least 6 each armed with Spice 2000 and Crystal Maze missiles with penetrator warheads, crossed the line of control and flew into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. They hit Balakot terror camp. Warheads were dropped on 3 targets in Balakot by Indian Air Force's Mirage 2000s. The target camp was approximately 80 kilometers from the line of control. Indian forces ensured 0 civilian casualty. India's out-of-the-box response displayed India's defense capability and affirmed its right to defend itself against terrorism. The Indian government described Balakot airstrike as an event of military precision and impact. Thus, in the annals of Indian history, Balakot airstrike serves as tribute to 40 martyred Pulwama attack bravehearts. Indian forces avenged that with a befitting response, ensuring that the sacrifices of Pulwama martyrs do not go waste. Balakot strike of 2019, 26 February ensured just that. Sakal Bhatt's report for DD India.
The 13th Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization commenced on Monday in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. The trade ministers from across the globe have evaluated the functioning of the multilateral trading system and are charting a future course for the WTO. India has put concerns about the European Union's tax imposition regarding the carbon border adjustment mechanism. India will address this issue within the WTO rules and also explore bilateral discussions with the EU. Discussions on the work program on electronic commerce. This also is another key agenda item for the 13th Ministerial Conference. But a consensus on the draft ministerial decision remains elusive. Addressing the inaugural session of the Bharat and the World, this is at the Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that India has emerged as a voice of the Global South at a time when no one was listening to India.
The Global South today is strongly aggrieved at the treatment meted out to it. The COVID challenge showed how exposed it was to health vulnerabilities. Thereafter, the Ukraine conflict brought to the forefront its energy and food insecurity. In a world of rising debt, significant inflation, and trade disruptions, it is truly struggling to make ends meet. The regression in SDG progress and the fight for climate justice have become lightning rods. In this dire situation, Bharat serves as a voice of the Global South. Equally important, our achievements are a source of motivation. Whether it is the India Stack or the Chandrayaan, the Covaxin or UPI, the Global South takes heart from the example of Bharat.
Let's take a look at other stories making the news today. The BJP National President JP Nadda flagged off the Viksit Bharat Modi Ki Guarantee Rath Yatra from the BJP office in Delhi on Monday. The Rath Yatra aims to highlight the achievements of the PM Modi-led NDA government over the last 10 years and to present the vision of the Prime Minister for a developed India ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. The Indian Navy Chief, Admiral R. Harikumar, attended the closing ceremony of the Maharashtra MSME Defence Expo on February 26 in Pune. He interacted with the officials of the MSME Defence Expo and inspected the defence equipment. During the event, over 118 contracts have been signed and around 10 to 12 products have also been approved. India's Allahabad High Court on Monday dismissed the Gyanvapi Mosque Committee's appeal challenging the Varanasi District Court's decision to offer prayers in a cellar in the Gyanvapi Mosque complex. Last month, the District Court allowed puja in the southern cellar of the Gyanvapi Mosque complex. The Chief Minister of Delhi in India and Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal on Monday skipped the Enforcement Directorate's summons for the 7th time in a case related to the now scrapped Delhi excise policy. The matter is in the court and the next hearing is on March 16. Still to come here on DD India Live. Hungary is all set to ratify Sweden's NATO accession. Palestinian Prime Minister Shataya resigns. The renowned ghazal singer Pankaj Udas is no more. He was 72.
Wherever news breaks, whatever it takes.
Connecting corners, cutting across continents.
Stories that matter from across the globe.
Accurate, authentic journalism that serves you right. From politics to glamour, from sports to world affairs, with a fusion of aesthetics and substance. Introducing news in a new avatar. Experience the world through a new lens. Stay tuned to DD India for an exciting journey beyond borders.
India and events.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Mark Lynn. Hungary is expected to ratify Sweden's NATO accession on Monday, clearing the last hurdle before the historic step by the Nordic country. Sweden applied 2 years ago to join the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in a historic shift in policy prompted by Russia's full-scale conflict with Ukraine. Hungary was the last member of NATO holding out Sweden's application. Hungary's Prime Minister met Swedish counterpart on Friday and said that he had managed to rebuild trust. Earlier, Finland became the 31st NATO member last year, and Finland's membership was the result of an 11-month process that began after Russia's offensive in Ukraine. And when Sweden joins NATO, it will help the alliance redress the vulnerabilities in the northwest Europe. The Baltic Sea, a shared waterway with Russia, with a bottleneck for access to ports in 8 states, including Germany. Stockholm is aiming to spend 2% of its GDP on defense by 2026 to increase its military capacity across land, sea and air. According to the chief of the military of the Nordic country, it aims to double its number of conscripts. This is from an estimated 24,000 in 2025 to 50,000 in 2035. Sweden has been operating submarines in the Baltic Sea. This is since 1904, a long time ago. And Sweden hopes that its submarines will give the NATO a strategic edge in the Baltic Sea. DD India correspondent Pablo Guterres tells us more about why Hungary took so long to ratify Sweden's NATO.
Sweden could become the 32nd member state of NATO. And to understand why this has taken so long, we need to look at the relationship between these two countries, a relationship that has not been so warm. One example of that occurred 3 years ago when the European Council decided to sue Hungary over a law that they said discriminated LGBTQ+ people and minorities. Sweden supported that law. Since then, its politicians have become opponents, boisterous opponents of Prime Minister Viktor Orban and his administration over what they say is the erosion of the rule of law in this country. Now, Hungarian politicians from the Fidesz faction, this is the ruling party, this is Orban's party, they have hit back and they've said in numerous occasions that it is precisely these criticisms why they have not brought the Sweden's aspirations to vote earlier. Now, for all of this time, approximately 18 months, they have insisted on a face-to-face meeting between the Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson and Prime Minister Viktor Orban.
Well, it's been more than 75 years since India and Sweden established diplomatic relations. The two countries have enhanced their ties beyond strategic cooperation. Jessica Taneja has the details.
We have with us Sweden's ambassador to India, Jan Teslev. Thank you for speaking to DD India. 75 years of a relationship between India and Sweden. We've enhanced our cooperation further beyond traditional sectors as well. The trade between them seems to be doing all right. What more can we expect from this relationship moving forward?
You said 75 years of relations. That's actually the diplomatic relations. We were here since independence. But of course our relations goes back much further, and especially both trade relations but also cultural relations. And today we are inaugurating this mural, 75 years, commemorating those years. But I'm looking ahead. I want to look at the coming 75 years. And we will do well in innovation, in entrepreneurship, in sustainability. But we can't do anything of this if we don't have culture.
Hungary is going to ratify Sweden's membership to NATO. India and Sweden have had, as you said, relationship since independence and much before that, since the non-alignment movement. How does that impact the relationship between the two, especially in defense cooperation? Does it change anything, or perhaps we could see more in that direction?
I think we will see more in that direction. I think that Sweden, once we become a NATO member, will be an even more interesting partner for India. We are here with the technology. We are not bringing technology only to India. We are co-creating technology with India. We are manufacturing, we are creating in this country. Make in India. It's in our DNA, and that's what we will continue to do, and you will see more of that.
With the heightened geopolitical activity in the Indo-Pacific, what can India and Sweden do in terms of cooperation?
My foreign minister, Tobias Billström, was here last week. He was here for the amazing Raisina dialogue, and he had meetings with his counterpart, the Honorable Dr. Jai Shankar, with many other ministers from all over the world. Delhi is the meeting place of the world.
And in some news coming in from Pakistan, Maryam Nawaz, a senior leader of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, has become the first woman chief minister of Punjab province. Maryam scored 220 votes in the 371-seat provincial assembly. The Punjab Assembly Speaker announced the election results that were earlier boycotted by the opposition Sunni Council Party. The former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, has once again thrown the leadership dice for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party. He's nominated the barrister Gohar Ali Khan for the party's top post. Gohar previously had secured the position of the PTI chairman with the backing of Imran Khan in the intra-party elections of December 2023. The Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shatea has said that he is resigning, and this is to allow the formation of a broad consensus among Palestinians about political arrangements following the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza. In a statement to the cabinet, Shatea said that the next stage would need to take account of the emerging reality in Gaza. The move comes amid growing U.S. pressure on President Mahmoud Abbas to shake up the Palestinian Authority. However, his resignation must still be accepted by President Mahmoud Abbas, who may ask him to stay on as caretaker until a permanent replacement is appointed. In some sad news for music lovers, the legendary singer and the Padma awardee Pankaj Udas passed away at the age of 72 after a prolonged illness on Monday. The veteran singer is renowned for his ghazals such as Chiti Aayi Hai and also Chandi Jaisa Rang.
ऐसे बोलो के दिल का अफसाना दिल सुने और निगाह दोहराए सब कुछ हमें खबर है नसीहत न कीजिए.
Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India Live. I'm Mark Lynn from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.